Hey everybody, and happy summer. Here we are at the end of June, soon 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. 250 years. Hope everyone is safe during their Independence Day festivities and has a good time. Stay hydrated, it's going to be a hot one, always is. But I'm here to give you our July update on our landscape maintenance, what you can expect, what you should be looking for, and what we're doing as a company. What's high on the list of everyone's hot topics these days is irrigation and a little bit of a drought update. We're getting beneficial rains. We've gotten quite a few soakers in the last week or two. Not enough to pull us out of the drought, but definitely enough that the grass is definitely starting to appreciate it. Even more so than last month. All the nutrients and fertilization that we've done over the course of the past three months is really coming to fruition now that we're getting some rain to help the grass grow and heal from both the winter and the drought. Our irrigation techs will be doing their normal monthly inspections, looking for hot spots, looking for broken heads, trying to give a little extra water to areas that might still need a little healing, while also doing our best to stay within the phase 3 drought restrictions. Currently we're still under our phase 3 drought restrictions, meaning we can only water 1 day a week. As we have been, we're using a cycle and soak settings so that we are watering twice in one evening for about half the time we would traditionally. We're really happy with the results we've had so far, and with the additional rain, it's just making even that much more difference. And it's trained our grass to sustain some drought in a minimal amount of water, which is just going to help it while now that it's getting water. Our roots are running deep. We've given a lot of fertilization just for the roots and to support healthy roots. And I really think it showed with the minimum amount of drought stress and that we've had through the drought, and how quickly the grass is greened up after the rain. Speaking of fertilization, our agronomics team is about midway, a little bit more than midway through our Arena application, which is an insecticide that we use mainly for chinch bug control and chinch bug prevention. So it's a blanket application for all the St. Augustine turf that we have. In that we also have some 30-00 and some other nutrients, again, that help the roots and just help get a little growth and will help with the green up. But the Arena lasts about two months, which should get us through a good bit of the summer season, and then we'll come back through with another product that helps us out with sod webworms and armyworms. This year with the drought, we put an additional blanket application of insecticide. So we're putting 3 out this year, which should definitely minimize chinch bug damage. We're seeing some chinch bugs, but we're not seeing giant amounts of them, which is, considering the drought and the water restrictions, when you can't water as much as really you should, it's hard to combat those chinch bugs. Those chinch bugs love drought stressed turf, and the products that we put on work a lot better with soil that has the moisture it needs, and that's just not always possible right now depending on the rain forecast. But I think we're doing a really good job of staying on top of any chinch bugs that do flare up and preventing them through the last 2 applications. When we finish this application, which will be a couple weeks into July, we'll start our next application, which will be a granular fert. This is the granular fert we normally would have put down a couple months ago. We decided to hold off due to the drought restrictions and the lack of rain at that time. So that'll really help heal some of this grass. The techs do have some granular fert in their hopper when they're going around. So if there's some areas that need some healing with this current application of Arena, they're going to put down some additional granular, which will just start that process. And then next round we'll put some more granular down, and that'll help even more. As I said last month, I think in general, most of the drought-stressed turf and thin areas that are still thin from the winter, now that we're starting to get rain with our fertilizer package, I think really we should not have a problem getting that to heal by the end of the grow season. Again, some of that's dependent on your patience level. We can surely replace that turf faster if that is within your budget and patience isn't your virtue. That's quite all right. We can just let your account manager know and we get you a price for that. Enhancement wise, while these flowers are looking beautiful right now, Our spring rotation does tend to get really ugly really quick once it starts raining almost daily and the heat and the humidity pump up, which it's doing. They go from this beautiful to looking pretty shabby within about a week or so. So the next week, week and a half before the 4th of July, almost all of our properties will have their annuals swapped out. This next rotation, we're going to use pink pentas and a chartreuse border, which will either be dwarf gold mound Duranta or gold Alternathera. And there's a couple that we might use some gold coleus. But it'll be pink pentas. We used this combination at one of our larger flower properties last summer. It did really good, made it through the heat and made it into the fall. So we're going with it wall to wall on all our properties this year. Now is a great time to start, if you haven't started thinking about it, haven't get your palms pruned. The ideal time to prune palms is after they have set out their flowers and before they started to really send out a lot of berries or seed pods, or before those seed pods start to fall at least. Really, in my opinion, the only horticultural reason to prune a palm tree is to minimize the mess and maintenance that's needed with all the little seedlings that come up. The palm tree really doesn't care if it has brown fronds. It's definitely aesthetic. They are a bit, I guess, of a safety hazard during some windstorms and during the hurricane season. But if you're going to prune your palms and go through that expense, you might as well get the best outcome from it. And that means, getting rid of those seed pods before they can drop or the birds can eat them and put them all over the property. Palm seedlings are really hard to take care of. We have no herbicides that will kill them. So really it's just mechanical means, which is hard, especially in plants and things like that. So, if we can prevent them, an ounce of prevention, as they say. Other than that, we will be doing some contract mulch, and we can, if your property's mulch is looking a little tired, again, get with your account managers and we can give you a proposal to get mulch done. We plant as a company 12 months a year. So if your entry signs are looking a little tired, or maybe the beds around the amenity center, or just that bed in the common area is looking a little tired, it's a great time to get with your account managers and our design team, and we can get a design taken care of for those areas, and get them looking good for the rest of the summer and get them looking good for the fall and the holidays. Crazy enough, we're about halfway through the year, so it's not too soon to be making sure that your common areas are going to look great come the cool season when people are out and using it again. We see a lot less people out and about this time of the year when it's 90 degrees and 100 with the heat index. The guys on a maintenance level, they're fighting rain, they're fighting thunderstorms, they're fighting mosquitoes and houseflies and the heat. So we're doing the best to make sure your grass is mowed and edged and line trimmed and all your hedges are looking tight. Right now on a lot of our projects, we are finishing up or in the middle of our hedge pruning. So on a lot of our bigger properties, we use PGRs, plant growth health regulators. So we'll prune about 4 times a year and treat those hedges with plant growth regulators. It minimizes the environmental impact with a little less gas consumption, a lot of energy consumption. It minimizes the noise that we have on your property since we're only trimming those hedges quarterly. And really, we found that the hedges are a lot happier if they're not getting trimmed every month. They're fuller on the bottom, and just overall they look healthier than they did before we started our PGR program. The PGRs don't stop the growth of a plant. Really, they're just making that growth shorter. So the space between the nodes, which is the space between one leaf and the next leaf, is a little shorter. Sometimes the leaves are a little smaller. So it's not stopping the growth. If anything, it's just making that growth tighter, minimizing the growth a little bit, and getting us, 3 months out of a prune instead of a month, with the added benefit of the plants really just being healthier, that they're not getting beat up every month and all that energy wasted. So it is hot out there. We're thankful for all our guys and gals that are out there in the heat, doing it day after day in the heat and humidity. We appreciate them, and I always like to say thank you to our team. Without our team, we could not do what we do every day for all the communities and homes that we do. So thanks to all those guys, and thank you to all of you that you put your yard or common area or property in our hands. Want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July. Want to wish our team members and employees and families a happy 4th of July. Everyone have a happy, safe 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. 250 years. Way to go.